Ladies and gentlemen, every great achievement the world has ever seen, every invention, every breakthrough, every empire, started as a single thought in someone's mind, a silent, invisible idea born not in laboratories or factories, but in the quiet corners of a human brain. Thoughts are not just wisps of imagination. They are real, tangible forces. They have weight, energy, power. When you think consistently and deliberately, you are setting into motion a chain of cause and effect that reaches far beyond your immediate surroundings. Understand this: your thoughts are the architects of your reality. If you think in terms of poverty, you will find your life shaped by scarcity. If you think in terms of abundance, you begin to attract opportunities aligned with that frequency. Your dominant mental attitude becomes the script your life plays out. But thought alone is not enough. Thought must be combined with belief, deep, unwavering belief. The mind must not just entertain an idea, it must embrace it with emotion and conviction. When belief joins with thought, the two become a magnet for results. This is not fantasy. It is the foundation of all personal growth and achievement. Now, let me ask you this: what thoughts are you permitting to dominate your mind each day? Are they thoughts of fear, limitation, and doubt? Or thoughts of strength, courage, and purpose? Because what you feed your mind, you feed your destiny. To truly change your life, you must discipline your thinking. You must choose your thoughts like a sculptor chooses his tools, with intention, clarity, and vision. And just like a sculptor chips away at the unnecessary to reveal the masterpiece, so too must you chip away at the negative beliefs, doubts, and mental clutter that blur your potential. Set a goal, visualize it daily, see it, feel it, believe in it, until it becomes so real in your mind that the universe has no choice but to materialize it. That is the law. That is the truth. Remember this: you are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your thoughts. Guard them, shape them, master them, because thoughts are not just things, they are everything. Every thought you consistently hold carries a vibration that attracts its physical equivalent. This idea, while simple on the surface, is profoundly powerful and transformative when fully understood. Thoughts are not passive, fleeting notions. They are energetic impulses that set into motion a series of unseen events and forces that work continuously to shape your external world. Most people believe that thoughts are confined to the mind, that they remain locked inside the skull, unless expressed through words or actions. But that is a limited and dangerous misconception. Thoughts, especially those that are repeated with emotion and focus, radiate energy. They influence your decisions, your behaviors, and even the people and circumstances that come into your life. Imagine your mind as a broadcasting tower. Every thought you emit is like a signal being sent into the world, attracting other signals of similar frequency. If your thoughts are filled with fear, lack, and doubt, they begin to resonate with situations, people, and outcomes that mirror those emotions. Conversely, when your thoughts are dominated by confidence, gratitude, and ambition, you begin to notice how opportunities, ideas, and individuals start appearing to support your growth. It's not magic. It's alignment. This is why it is so critical to guard your mental environment. Just as you wouldn't allow garbage to accumulate in your living space, you must not allow negative or destructive thoughts to take root in your mind. What you think about repeatedly becomes part of your belief system, and your beliefs act as the filter through which you experience reality. Your thoughts, therefore, are not only creative forces, they are selective forces. They tell your brain what to notice, what to ignore, what to pursue, and what to avoid. They influence your perception, which in turn affects your behavior, and eventually, your results. Consistency is the key. One random positive thought will not change your life, just as one negative thought will not ruin it. But the thoughts you dwell on, day after day, accumulate. They build momentum. And over time, they begin to form patterns, mental blueprints that your subconscious mind accepts as truth. Once a thought is accepted as truth, it starts to influence your habits, your confidence, your language, and your expectations. From there, it begins to mold your future. Let's go deeper. Think about the most successful people in the world. Before they acquired wealth, fame, or influence, they first acquired a mental image of themselves as worthy of those outcomes. Their outer achievements were the results of inner convictions. Long before they became visible to the world, their success was real in their thoughts. It was rehearsed in silence, visualized repeatedly, felt emotionally, and pursued with unwavering belief. This process is not reserved for the elite or the chosen few. It is available to anyone who dares to take control of their mind. Start observing your dominant thoughts. Are they empowering or disempowering? Do they uplift you or discourage you? The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. If you want a better future, it begins by nurturing better thoughts today, and nurturing them not once or twice, but continuously, until they become your new mental default. Speak your goals out loud. Visualize them with detail. Feel the emotion of already having achieved them. Because the clearer and more emotionally charged your thoughts are, the faster they begin to take physical form. This is not theory. It is a law, one as real as gravity. You attract what you are, and what you are begins with what you think. If you believe you're capable, deserving, and destined for greatness, and you hold that thought consistently, the world begins to respond in kind. You'll meet people who encourage you, you'll spot opportunities you once missed, and you'll find yourself doing things that once seemed impossible. All of this begins with one simple truth. Every thought you consistently hold carries a vibration that attracts its physical equivalent. Choose your thoughts as carefully as you choose your future, because they are one and the same. Belief amplifies thought. What you believe determines what you manifest. Thought alone holds power, but belief is the fuel that magnifies that power into tangible results. When you think of an idea, it exists in a raw, energetic form. But when you believe in that idea, when you accept it as a possibility, and then as an eventual reality, you activate a chain reaction within your subconscious mind that begins the process of turning thought into form. This is not merely wishful thinking or empty optimism. It is the science of the mind in action. Belief acts as the emotional charge that gives life to thought, much like electricity gives power to a machine. Without belief, thoughts remain dormant, scattered, and weak. But infused with belief, they become potent, concentrated, and directed toward a specific outcome. What most people fail to realize is that the subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what is fed to it repeatedly with emotion and conviction. If you continually tell yourself that you are capable, worthy, and destined for success, and you believe that with deep sincerity, your subconscious will adopt that idea as truth. Once it accepts it, it begins to guide your actions, your habits, and your decisions in a way that aligns with that belief. You begin to take steps that you may have previously avoided. You begin to recognize opportunities that were once invisible to you. Your behavior shifts, your energy changes, and so does your environment. On the other hand, if you hold negative beliefs about yourself, beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I always fail, those too will be accepted as reality by your subconscious. You'll act accordingly, whether you realize it or not. You'll hesitate, you'll procrastinate, and you'll subconsciously sabotage your own progress. The tragic truth is that many people live unfulfilled lives not because they lacked intelligence, opportunity, or talent, but because they believed the wrong things about themselves. Belief is the gatekeeper of potential. It either opens the door to achievement or closes it completely. Belief also determines the level of effort you're willing to invest. If you believe in your goal and your ability to achieve it, you are far more likely to persist through challenges, adapt to obstacles, and continue striving when others would quit. Belief makes the impossible seem possible, and that shift in perception is often what separates those who reach their goals from those who never begin. It's not that successful people never feel doubt. They do, but they train themselves to override doubt with belief. They understand that belief is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with consistent use. You can begin to change your beliefs at any time. It starts with awareness. Observe what you believe about yourself, your future, your abilities, and your worth. Ask yourself, where did these beliefs come from? Do they serve me or do they limit me? Many of your beliefs were formed early in life through family, society, failures, or experiences, and they may no longer reflect your true potential. But here's the empowering truth: beliefs can be rewritten. Just as they were formed through repetition and emotion, they can be reformed the same way. Start speaking new beliefs into your life. Use affirmations. Visualize your success. Surround yourself with environments and people that reinforce your new direction. Most importantly, act as if your belief is already true, because belief without action is incomplete. True belief expresses itself in movement, in boldness, in persistence. When you align your thoughts with strong belief, you begin to magnetize the resources, people, and circumstances you need to fulfill your vision. The world starts responding to your internal certainty. That is the secret so few understand your beliefs. do not just influence your reality, they create it. What you hold as true in your mind becomes the structure upon which your life is built. So choose your beliefs carefully. Feed the ones that empower you, starve the ones that hold you back. Because in the end, it is not your thoughts alone that shape your destiny. It is your beliefs that give those thoughts the power to become real. Thoughts backed by emotion become powerful forces of creation. When you think, you are merely sending a signal into the universe. But when you infuse that thought with emotion, whether it's passion, excitement, love, or even anger, it becomes a magnetic force, pulling opportunities, people, and experiences into your life. This is the dynamic power of emotion. It is not just a fleeting feeling or an internal experience. Emotion is energy in motion, and when combined with thought, it accelerates the manifestation process. To understand this, imagine a magnet. A thought is like the magnetic field, and emotion is the force that draws in all the metal objects around it. Without the emotion, the thought may simply remain a potential. But with emotion, that thought becomes irresistible, drawing everything needed to bring it into reality. Emotion is the fuel that propels thought into action. It moves you to take steps, to make decisions, to act with urgency. Think about the times in your life when you've been most motivated. It wasn't just the idea of success that pushed you forward, it was the emotional charge you had attached to it. Maybe it was the thrill of achieving something meaningful, or the fear of missing out. It's the emotion that gets your body moving, your mind thinking creatively, and your willpower focused. That emotional connection to your thoughts amplifies their power, pushing them from the realm of possibility into the realm of action. Think of your goals. How much emotional energy are you investing in them? Do you feel the excitement of the journey, the anticipation of the reward? Or are your thoughts about success dry, distant, and disconnected? When you start to connect your desires with strong emotions, whether they are feelings of gratitude, excitement, or urgency, you bring your goals closer to reality. The universe does not respond to thought alone. It responds to the energy that those thoughts emit. And energy is most potent when it is charged with emotion. This is why successful people often speak about feeling their success in their minds before it happens. They visualize, yes, but they also feel the joy, the pride, the satisfaction, and the exhilaration that comes with achieving their dreams. This emotional engagement accelerates the process of manifestation and makes their success inevitable. It's also important to recognize the power of negative emotions when they are attached to thoughts. If your thoughts are consistently negative, filled with doubt, fear, and frustration, those emotions will attract more of the same. Your mind doesn't judge your thoughts, it simply reacts to the emotions you associate with them. So, if your thoughts are fear-based or driven by anxiety, you are creating a feedback loop that magnifies those negative experiences in your life. This is why many people feel like they're stuck in a rut, as they continue to feed negative thoughts with negative emotions, creating a downward spiral of events. Breaking this cycle requires conscious awareness and a shift in emotional focus. To break free, you must deliberately attach positive, empowering emotions to your thoughts, overriding the negative ones. Only then will you begin to see the positive results manifest in your life. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner dialogue. If you want to see change in your life, you must first change the internal conversation you're having with yourself. Too often, people look for external solutions to internal problems. They think that changing their job, their relationship, or their circumstances will bring happiness, fulfillment, or success. But the truth is, true transformation starts on the inside. Your internal dialogue, the thoughts you consistently think about yourself, your circumstances, and your future, directly influences the world around you. If you are constantly thinking about what you lack, focusing on problems instead of solutions, or doubting your abilities, the world will reflect those thoughts back to you. Opportunities will seem scarce. People will act in ways that reinforce your beliefs of inadequacy. Life will feel harder than it needs to be. But when you change the conversation you have with yourself, when you start focusing on your strengths, your potential, and the opportunities available to you, the external world begins to shift. Your interactions with others become more positive. You attract situations that support your growth and success. Even seemingly mundane events take on new meaning as you begin to see them as stepping stones to your goals. It's not that the world changes. It's that your perception of it changes. And when your perception shifts, the way you respond to the world shifts. This creates a ripple effect that ultimately transforms your outer circumstances. The process of changing your internal dialogue requires awareness and discipline. It requires the ability to catch yourself in moments of negative thinking and replace those thoughts with positive affirmations, gratitude, and empowerment. It means becoming the master of your own mind, not allowing negative patterns to dictate your reality. It may not happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll begin to see a noticeable shift in your life. Your outer world will reflect the thoughts and beliefs you've nurtured within, and that reflection will be a powerful indication that you are in control of your destiny. This is the power of the mind in action. Your internal world creates your external world. It always has and it always will. Your thoughts are the foundation of every decision you make and every action you take. But not all thoughts are created equal. Some are fleeting, coming and going with no lasting impact. Others, however, are deeply rooted and have the potential to shape your destiny. These thoughts, when cultivated with focus and intention, can lead to breakthroughs in your personal and professional life. The key is to recognize the power of your thoughts and begin to take control of them. The process begins with awareness, becoming mindful of the thoughts you entertain on a daily basis. Too often, people let their minds wander aimlessly, consumed by distractions, fears, and negative self-talk. They allow their thoughts to dictate their reality without ever questioning their validity or their potential to influence the course of their lives. But in order to harness the power of your thoughts, you must first become the master of them. The simple act of focusing your thoughts on what you want, rather than what you don't want, can create a seismic shift in your life. Thoughts, when deliberately directed, can be transformed into goals, which in turn can be transformed into actions. The law of attraction teaches us that, like attracts like, when your thoughts are aligned with your desires, you begin to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities necessary for your goals to materialize. However, this process is not always instantaneous. It requires patience, persistence, and a belief in the unseen forces working in your favor. Your thoughts, when combined with consistent action and unwavering belief, begin to take on a life of their own. They begin to attract what you need to succeed. This is why it is so important to be clear and specific about what you want. The more specific and focused your thoughts are, the more likely you are to manifest them. Ambiguous desires, such as, I want to be rich or I want to be successful, lack the clarity needed to guide your subconscious mind toward concrete action. Instead, break down your goals into manageable, measurable steps and focus on them with unwavering commitment. But this process is not just about thinking positively or visualizing success. It is about taking actionable steps toward your goals, guided by the thoughts that you have cultivated. Success is not simply handed to you by the universe because you've wished for it. It is earned through focused effort and the discipline to keep moving forward, even when obstacles arise. The thoughts you entertain should serve as the driving force behind your actions, propelling you toward your goals even in the face of challenges. This is where persistence comes into play. There will be times when things don't go according to plan, when the path forward seems unclear, or when doubt creeps into your mind. But it is during these times that the power of your thoughts becomes even more crucial. Your thoughts will determine whether you push through the challenges or give up altogether. Through unwavering focus and a belief in the power of your thoughts, you will find that the obstacles you face are merely stepping stones to your success. Each setback, each failure, becomes a lesson that pushes you closer to your desired outcome. The key to overcoming challenges lies in your ability to maintain the belief that your thoughts are powerful enough to shape your reality. This is not to say that the process will be easy, but it will be worth it. When you take ownership of your thoughts and align them with your goals, you create a force that cannot be stopped. It is important to remember that negative thoughts will always try to make their way into your mind. Doubts, fears, and insecurities are a natural part of the human experience. However, the key is not to suppress these thoughts, but to acknowledge them and then replace them with thoughts that are more aligned with your desired outcome. When a negative thought arises, don't allow it to take root. Instead, counter it with a positive affirmation or visualization that reinforces your belief in your own ability to succeed. This practice will strengthen your resolve and reinforce the power of your thoughts. When you consistently align your thoughts with your goals, the universe begins to align with you. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will begin to appear. People who can help you move forward will show up at the right time. Doors will open in ways you never imagined. This is the magic of focused thought combined with belief and action. It is the most powerful force at your disposal. Every great achievement in history began as a thought. The thoughts of innovators, leaders, and visionaries have changed the world because they understood the profound power of thought. Now, the challenge is for you to understand this power and harness it for yourself. Your thoughts are not simply reflections of your current reality. They are the architects of your future. What you focus on will grow. Whether you choose to focus on what you want or on what you fear, you will begin to see the results of that focus in your life. This is the power of thought. It shapes your reality. It molds your future. And when you begin to deliberately control your thoughts, you unlock the limitless potential within you. It all begins with the simple realization that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are the beginning of everything. Your mind is a tool, and like any tool, it requires direction, care, and mastery to perform at its best. The thoughts you hold in your mind shape the world around you. They determine how you view your experiences, how you approach your challenges, and how you navigate your opportunities. However, this power is not automatic. It requires intentional focus. Many people allow their thoughts to wander aimlessly, giving in to distractions, fears, and doubts that dilute their potential. But true success comes when you direct your thoughts with precision, focusing on your desires and the actions needed to achieve them. The clarity of your thoughts determines the clarity of your path. The more specific your thoughts are, the easier it becomes to see the steps required to make them a reality. To achieve this, you must first master the art of concentration. Concentration means that you purposefully direct your mind toward your desired goals and refuse to be sidetracked by unimportant distractions. It's not enough to simply wish for success or hope that things will get better. You must give your thoughts the attention and energy they deserve. Your thoughts must be aligned with your highest goals and ambitions. When you set clear intentions and direct your focus, you will start to see results. The law of attraction doesn't work by chance. It works through your focused energy. Thoughts that are scattered or unfocused cannot produce the energy required to manifest your goals. However, thoughts that are concentrated with passion and purpose have a magnetic quality, drawing opportunities and people who align with your vision. This focused energy doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without deliberate effort. You need to create habits that cultivate mental clarity. Take time every day to focus on your goals, to visualize the success you desire, and to affirm your belief in your ability to achieve it. This is not about daydreaming. This is about consciously cultivating a mental environment that supports your success. You might spend time visualizing yourself in your desired position, feeling the emotions of accomplishment, or writing down your goals and reviewing them daily. Each of these practices strengthens your mental discipline and sharpens your focus. It's also important to create an environment that fosters mental clarity. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and the physical space you occupy all influence your thoughts. A cluttered, chaotic environment breeds a cluttered, chaotic mind. On the other hand, an organized and inspiring environment helps to foster clarity and focus. Surround yourself with individuals who support your dreams, challenge your thinking, and inspire you to be your best. If you want to change your thoughts, it's crucial to change your environment to one that encourages positive growth and progress. It is essential to feed your mind with positive inputs, whether they are books, podcasts, or motivational speeches that align with your goals. The more you invest in the right mental environment, the more it will become natural to focus on your success. Your actions are the natural consequence of your focused thoughts. When your thoughts are clear and directed, your actions will follow suit. Without focused thoughts, it's easy to drift through life without making significant progress. But when your thoughts are aligned with your goals, you act with purpose and confidence. You start making decisions that align with your vision. You take deliberate steps toward your dreams instead of being passive or reactive. Focused thought is the seed of effective action. The more intentional you are about your thoughts, the more deliberate your actions will be, and the faster you will reach your goals. However, it's not enough to simply act. Action must be sustained, and it must be aligned with the thoughts that you've cultivated. There will be moments when doubt and fear arise. In those moments, it's essential to remember the power of your thoughts. Doubt is the natural enemy of clarity and focus, and fear can stop progress in its tracks. But you don't have to let these emotions rule you. When you feel doubt or fear, recognize them, but don't give them control. Redirect your focus. Reaffirm your beliefs and your goals. Keep your mind fixed on the positive outcomes you desire and take action, even in the face of uncertainty. The more you persist in this way, the more you'll find that your actions build momentum. You'll begin to notice how the universe aligns with your thoughts and actions, making your path clearer and the opportunities more abundant. Remember, your thoughts are never passive. They are active forces that shape your reality. This means that whether you are thinking positively or negatively, your thoughts are constantly at work in the world around you. Negative thoughts can attract negative circumstances, and positive thoughts can attract positive results. This is why it's crucial to be aware of your inner dialogue and take control of it. Replace negative thoughts with empowering ones, and watch as your outer circumstances begin to shift. Focus your thoughts on solutions, not problems. Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. Focus on your opportunities, not your limitations. As your thoughts become more aligned with your goals, your actions will naturally follow, and the world around you will reflect the energy you are putting out. Your mind is your most powerful asset. It is the tool that shapes everything in your life. By becoming intentional with your thoughts, directing your focus, and aligning your actions with your vision, you unlock the true power of your mind. There is no limit to what you can achieve when you focus your thoughts on what you truly desire. The key is not to wait for the world to change. It's to change your thoughts and watch how the world changes in response. The mind is the most powerful tool you have in your arsenal. It is your compass, your engine, and your greatest asset. The thoughts you entertain are not just passing whims. They are the seeds that will eventually take root and shape your reality. Everything you experience, every situation you face, is a result of the thoughts you have entertained at some point in your life. If you understand this, you can take command of your destiny. The first step to controlling your future is to take control of your mind. Just as a builder uses blueprints to design and construct a building, you must use your thoughts to design the life you desire. You might wonder, how can my thoughts have such power? It's because thoughts are energy, and energy influences everything. The universe is governed by laws of attraction, and one of the most powerful laws is that like attracts like. The energy you put out into the world through your thoughts will attract similar energy back to you. If you think positively and focus on your desires, the universe will respond in kind, bringing people, opportunities, and experiences into your life that match the frequency of your thoughts. Conversely, if your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, those are the types of situations you will continue to attract. This is why it's so important to guard your thoughts, for they are the foundation of everything you will experience. To begin controlling your thoughts, you must first be aware of them. This means taking time to observe what you're thinking throughout the day. Most people walk through life without ever questioning the thoughts running through their minds. They simply react to their circumstances and let their thoughts be influenced by external factors like the media, the people around them, and their immediate situations. However, this reactive state of mind keeps them from realizing their full potential. The key to success is to become proactive, to take charge of the thoughts that enter your mind. Begin by being selective about what you allow yourself to think. Replace negative or unproductive thoughts with positive, focused ones. Train your mind to recognize when it is straying and bring it back to a place of clarity. Once you've become aware of your thoughts, the next step is to give them purpose. Every thought you have should serve a goal, whether it's personal, professional, or relational. Thoughts that are without purpose are scattered and ineffective. Purposeful thinking creates a sense of direction in your life. It focuses your energy and aligns your actions with your desires. Purposeful thinking is not wishful thinking. It is the act of consciously choosing to think in alignment with your goals. If your goal is to achieve success in your career, for example, your thoughts should center around what you need to do to advance. You should think about the steps you can take today that will bring you closer to your desired outcome. These thoughts will fuel your actions, and those actions will propel you toward success. When your thoughts and actions are aligned, you create a force that is unstoppable. The power of thoughts goes beyond individual desires. It extends to the collective as well. Every person's thoughts contribute to the collective energy of the world. This means that the thoughts of others can influence your reality. If you are surrounded by negativity, it will be much harder to maintain a positive mindset. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who think positively and believe in the power of their thoughts, you will be uplifted and inspired to reach higher. This is why it is so important to choose your environment carefully. Surround yourself with people who support your dreams, who encourage you to keep going, and who believe in the potential of your thoughts. A positive, empowering environment will nurture your ability to think clearly and act with purpose. Moreover, your thoughts must not be limited to just the present. They should extend into the future, helping you to visualize your success before it even happens. Visualization is a powerful tool that enables you to mentally experience success before it manifests in the physical world. When you visualize your success, you are sending clear signals to your subconscious mind about what you want to achieve. The more vividly you imagine your goals, the more your subconscious mind begins to align with those goals. You begin to think, feel, and act as if your success has already occurred, which creates a powerful momentum that propels you toward achieving it. This process of thinking with purpose, visualizing success, and surrounding yourself with positive influences doesn't just apply to specific goals or ambitions. It applies to every aspect of your life. Whether it's your health, relationships, or personal development, the thoughts you entertain will determine the direction in which your life goes. If you think thoughts of health and vitality, you will attract opportunities that support your well-being. If you think thoughts of love and connection, you will attract meaningful relationships into your life. This is the law of attraction at work. Your thoughts shape your reality in every area of your life. The final key to mastering your thoughts is discipline. Discipline is the ability to control and direct your thoughts consistently, even in the face of adversity. It is easy to think positively when everything is going well, but true mastery of thought comes when you can maintain your focus and your positive thinking even in the most challenging times. Life will always present obstacles, but it is in how you respond to these obstacles that your true character is revealed. When faced with adversity, your thoughts should not dwell on the difficulty, but on the opportunity for growth. By choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems, you empower yourself to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Ultimately, the key to success is the realization that your thoughts are not just idle musings. They are the building blocks of your future. Every moment you spend thinking is a moment that shapes the course of your life. The more you learn to direct your thoughts with purpose and intention, the more you will begin to see the results of your efforts in your life. Harnessing the power of thought is the first step in creating the life you desire.